Hey, good morning everybody. My name is Mike. I'm one of the LaunchCode mentors. I want to show you guys a little bit today on how to debug your JavaScript within the browser. As I mentioned in one of my other videos, JavaScript is one of those languages, and HTML is as well, where it either works or it doesn't work. And it's not going to give you any indication on the screen that it doesn't work or why it doesn't work, except that things just will be broken. So in this case, we've got the LaunchCode lookup app. You'll notice that none of the images and none of the just names are showing up down in the bottom. I can type stuff in and that and nothing happens. So I've obviously got an error in my JavaScript. So what we're going to do is we're just going to right click. We're going to say inspect element. Then we're going to take a look at the console. And in the console we see, okay, it looks like we actually have a an error in the JavaScript. Now JavaScript is not strongly typed. You can make methods called whatever they want and they're evaluated at runtime. And so it appears that this object that I'm working with does not have a method success, and I spelled it with 3 S's, so that's probably the problem. I can click on this piece of the stack trace right here and it's going to take me to the exact line of code of JavaScript that it's talking about. I can see that I've got the extra S in there that's causing me the issue. So let me go ahead. I'm going to change it in my source code. Great. Reload it. Great, and it reloaded correctly. Sometimes the browser doesn't reload correctly. Sometimes it actually caches the JavaScript in the images that you work with. And so I'm not running this in private mode, but if you ever fix something and you know it should be fixed, but it's still not working, most likely the item is cached. And so go ahead and click New Incognito window. And this Incognito window, people will use it for different things. You know, it doesn't remember your web history, but also it limits the amount of caching that it does on JavaScript files, image files, things like that. So obviously we can see that the app is still not working. Let's go ahead and debug into the JavaScript to find what the problem is. Well, it looks like actually data 1 is not defined. So if we click here, it shows, okay, look, this variable is not defined. Let's check this for sure. All right, we're going to set 2 breakpoints. One whenever we make the request to the server, and the second whenever the request from the server comes back. So I'm going to refresh this page. Now it's going to remember my breakpoints. It's still loading the initial page, and here's where it's making the request to the server. And if we go over here to watch expressions, we can add a watch expression. We can evaluate any variable that we have in our code, just like we're going through GDB. So we can say $scope .photos. And it's an array. We just don't have anything in the array right now. But it's nice to know that you can evaluate these variables if needed. So we're about to make the call to the server, to the database. I'm going to hit resume script execution. Alright, it made the call to the database. Now it came back and we're in the success. And we can let's take a look at 2 more variables. We can take a look at, well, first of all, data 1. Okay, it says not available. It's not a real variable. But let's also take a look at data. Okay, in data, here we actually have an array of 50 objects. We can look inside each object, see the name of the individual, the photo, the pset, and what project they're working on. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play again. Let's fix this in our code. By the way, WebStorm also has variable completion, so if I just hit Control Enter, it's going to say, hey, did you want that variable named data? And I would say yes. That's in fact what I want. Refresh. I'm hitting my variables again. I can get rid of these. So I think we have the issue fixed. There we go. All the pictures are showing up. The JavaScript has been fixed, and that is how you debug